is the first UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy. And for now, it's the only one in the country. Certainly not the last, because we hope others will follow in our footsteps. We're happy to share today how creative industries are helping shape the economy of the country, especially in our city. We believe that culture and creativity are the drivers for sustainable urban development. It's been 1 year since the recent designation, and it's an important milestone. Sorry, next. Next slide. Okay, we got it actually on the 31st of October. So today we'll be sharing with you some of our food, as you noticed, from the treats down to the lunch. No? So the city's designation is an important milestone and a source of pride for all of us Ilonggos. It pays tribute to generations of Ilonggo families who have kept our culinary heritage alive in their homes, businesses, institutions, and communities. More than family recipes or food, this designation represents our collective effort to contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. How we take care of our food sources, distribution chains, and consumers. Our commitment to enrich the knowledge sharing with other members of the network and be champions of creativity, innovation, and cultural heritage. So, last June, at the UNWTO First Regional Forum on Gastrotourism for Asia and the Pacific, next slide, a visitor, one of the slides of a guest speaker said, a visitor's experience is always linked to food and related products and activities while traveling. So it's really experience that they look for when they travel. But the top search goes to food. So how lucky are we that we are designated as a city of gastronomy? It puts us high on the list of food tourism. We welcome that one visitor who probably spends about $200 to $400 will come to our city looking for food. Ang swerte namin, because you can imagine the income for many in the hospitality, tourism, and food businesses. So our story begins with abundance and our generations and traditions, our fiestas and sustainability. Iloilo has evolved from an agricultural settlement with bountiful raw food materials to a highly urbanized city. Next slide. So we are blessed because we are surrounded by upland mountains, lowland and hinterlands, rivers, and coastal areas. The local gastronomy ecosystem is characterized by the fiesta culture that exhibits celebration and abundance. We use 40% endemic ingredients in our dishes. Napakaswerte po namin kasi never pa po nagutom ang Iloilo. Mula pa ho sa panahon ng Kastila. When they arrived, actually, when the Spaniards needed food in Cebu, they sent Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. He arrived in Panay, hence the name Panay, because in Spanish he said Panay, which means there's bread, no? They found abundant food and rice supplies in Iloilo. This was their source of supply for the people in Cebu. Our food and culture is a result of our indigenous tribes and foreign influences. But in any culture, of course, innovation contributes to the evolution of our gastronomy. The title designation has led to the strengthening of our soft powers. Who knew, no? Food is one of our soft powers. Who knew we will enter the world through food? This is our strategy in our office to attract more group tourism in the city. Food will be the one that will attract a lot of people. So let me present all our initiatives when it came to our gastronomy. So the first initiative that we had is to create a 24-strong gastronomy council, a mix represented by different stakeholders from the academe, the farmers and the producers, the private sector, and the city government. We also have, and you know what we're famous for, right? I wanted to bring bok choy, but today we are introducing kansi to you. Okay, for lunch. But But the bak choy, we have a study with the UP Visayas, UP again. Bak choy is our democratic dish. That's what we call it because anybody, whether you're rich or poor, can be found flocking to the market to eat this. No? So the project actually focuses on the history and the cultural significance of Ilonggo's bak choy in shaping its origins, evolution, and role in Iloilo's gastronomic identity. It aims to assess the perceived capacity enhancement needs of the bak choy businesses in Iloilo City with the objective of identifying specific capacity building activities necessary to support and achieve the program's goals. So, next slide please. This is a best practice that we presented to all our meetings, to one of our meetings in the UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy cluster. The designation really begins and ends with sustainability, and we live, eat, and breathe the UN's SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals, of which are SDG 1 and 2, no hunger and no poverty. So this project called Rise a Farm, Resilient Integrated Sustainable Environment for Agriculture Farming, is actually a Galing Pook finalist. So there was a, tama? And the Walang Gutom Awards. So there was a 2 billion peso grant. 1 million, okay, sorry. Tinaas ko ng 2. Okay, 1 million peso grant. So it's one of the city's notable programs in Rise a Farm, which is implemented by various departments and offices. This is driven by enabling policies, people support, strategic partnerships, and innovations. So impacts are manifested in knowledge transfer. We teach our city farmers, social welfare, the kids in the barangays, because this actually runs in 62 barangays. Out of 182 barangays, we have barangays with backyard farming. Okay, and now it's not just backyard farming. Tourists can go already because the city farmers serve them produce straight to the table, fresh produce. So this is actually helps us with the nutrition of the children in the barangays. The barangays who have this have the less malnourished kids than the others. So economic empowerment, because I'll explain later, the farmers can earn money from this. And resilience. Actually, this is an offshoot of the pandemic where it sought to address the high dependency on outside food sources and incidents of malnutrition and deplorable living conditions.